So you want to roll off into this next one, or
What's we got? Hold on. I gotta look at our list, okay?
I'll bring it up on the screen for you.
Oh, good old, what is it? Good old Anna Banana?
Not yet.
Oh no, not yet. I'm getting too far ahead, guys. Okay, yeah. So the FBI FBI flags, slang terms, Chad based, red pilled. I can't, dude. I can't. To target racially motivated violent extremists. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much I say based? And that it's literally an entire red pilled community. Like that's what they call themselves. And then they always talk about Chad. All of this is very specifically geared. It's so
How is
specifically.
it racially motivated, though?
It's not at all, but they're just saying that like this is literally like the manosphere should feel so personally violated by the FBI right now because they won't survive. Like every one of them is going to be on a watch list.
You can't use the word Chad, but Chud is still out there.
Oh, only a few months after it was revealed that the FBI labeled Catholics who attend Latin Mass as extremist, an information request from the Heritage Foundation found that the FBI uses some dozen words to flag violent extremism. Those slang terms, as seen on social media, are Chad, looks maxing. What? I've never.
I don't even know what that is. I didn't even want to look that up.
Yeah, I've never heard that. It's over. Just the words. It's over.
Yeah.
What? Roasty, neat, normie, which a lot of people say normie. Like everybody into anime says normie. Blue pill, red pill, black pill. I'm so screwed. I won't be able to speak anymore. Stacy? You can't say. I can't. Okay, Stacey, I know you're watching. I can't say your name anymore, bro, because like the FBI told me that I'm a violent extremist if I say your name. Based and LARPing.
We can't say based, but unbreaded's still out there. We can still use that one. This is so. Oh my god, this is so insane. Like
I can't. The FBI's domestic. What? Yeah, we got through them. Links the slang terms to these racist idea. What racist idea? Because they're just these. Okay, look. I don't know how you can sit there and say, go up again. Can you pull up those words again?
Let me go back to which one was it? It's where is it? There we go. Okay.
Like you just got to go up.
I was on the wrong tab. I brought up the thingamajig, but yeah, it's right here.
Scroll upwards.
Like sorry, roasty. What is roasty?
Bro, I gotta look it up. I can't not know. I have to know.
That like I'm roasting you in the chat kind of thing? I
feel like it's a roast potato. No, it's not right. Slang. Roasty slang.
Yes. Heater has this one. Vijaya Gadi now works for the Department of Human Services and the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security.
Bro. Guaranteed. Yes. Or it's like, or she's like texting them. A female. Oh, I can't say that. It's very derogatory towards women.
Okay.
Go look it up. I can't
on the screen either.
No, it's just think. I can't even say it. I can't even because it's so mean. It's so mean. Just like roasty women. Use your imagination, guys, or go look it up. UrbanDictionary.com. Thank you.
I love Joseph's here. This kind of goes back into our conversation we had earlier today with Gothics. Non-dairy should be on the list. Get the vegans.
No, you know what this is? This is actually specifically to target like the Giga Chads, like all of the manosphere dudes. That's what this is for. Because all of these terms are just daily occurrences over there. I've watched so much manosphere content, and just to purely like dissect it, and I want to do a video on it at some point because it's the same thing as feminism, honestly. But
that's as good as I can get it. I can't read any of this. Other historical influential figures. Timothy McVeigh is a historical influential. What? Miguel Serrano? Are you? Oh my God.
Bro.
Look, y'all thought that, what is that? The Ministry of Truth. Y'all thought that was dead? No. They're still here, and apparently it's the FBI.
Well, they can't actually make a whole department about it, Drunken. Otherwise, we'll know.
They tried.
They already, I know, and they played their hand, and they were like, never mind, we're not ready yet. We'll go back underground.
This is so ridiculous, though.
We pushed too far. We're gonna back it up.
I could imagine if like Unbreaded becomes like a right-wing extremist, violent extremism, like Rakita Law would have such a problem. He's already probably got a problem. People are actually probably watching him anyway, but he says it all the time.
We're going to claim Unbreaded for what? Like, is that like no cap? You know how long it took me to figure out what cap and no cap meant? Like, it's so stupid. But
Chat, y'all want to help her out with the Unbreaded comment?
What's Unbreaded?
Yeah. To put it into, to put it in how it actually came up, we may be flagged for something, but yeah. I know there was a whole thing Rakita went through with that. But the Unbreaded comment was because roundabout, that was in some kind of manifesto, I believe. And it was just like ridiculous and insane. I think that's exactly, I'm not totally sure about where that came from, but I remember him talking about that being in somebody's manifesto. But yeah. But I mean, describing the rationale of committing violence, targets of violence, desired social outcomes of violence, and social factors perceived to be exacerbating one's incel status. How is this racially motivated, though? I'm not understanding.
It's not, bro. It's not. They want to get all the incels.
Well, Nick Fuentes, you've already been on the list, but you're up on the chopping block now, bro. like this. Let me bring this up again. It's on the right one, right?
Chat is a threat to democracy.
Let's see. It's over, per the FBI, conveys the hopelessness of being an incel, or referring to a height cell or bald cell. By the way, it is actually sexual harassment in the UK to call somebody bald. Anyway.
Well, at least they're equal. Incels are all white men. That's why. No, actually, I watched a video not too long ago of a black dude who proudly called himself an incel, and he was going off the rails, man. Like, he legit just did not like women at all.
There's really a lot of people out there like that.
I know, and like that, those are like who I consider like the actual incels, like the ones who are very angry and have deep-seated issues and like prejudices against women. There are people like that, and it's really sad to me, honestly. Just in the same way that there are women who absolutely hate men and treat them the exact same way, and that's really sad to me too. But
I do like this, and I like the way the post-millennial actually gets this information correct, because Midwest Troublemaker, they did the Business Party podcast from like 5 years ago. I even bounced off that too in a little video. But from like 5 years ago, they were saying that certain words mean certain things, and it was completely just wrong on all of it. But many of the descriptions on the FBI's list of incel terminology are typically used innocently across the internet, such as the term red pill, which originated from the 1999 movie The Matrix, has begun to be used as a metaphor for finding hidden political truths or Democrats moving to the Republican Party. You got it. Red pill is also listed as a term associated with racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism by the FBI and is described as, in the context of RMVE ideology, taking the red pill or becoming red pilled indicates the adoption of racist, anti Semitic, or fascist beliefs. What?
Guys, they did it. They finally figured out a way to define all of us who presumably have not committed any acts of atrocity or violence against anyone else as fascists. They figured it out. They figured out a way to justify it instead of just baselessly claiming it.
By the word red pills. God. This is the world we live in, guys.
Look, I know I'm on a watch list somewhere because, you know,
I have trouble getting through airports. Nobody else in my company has a problem, but every time I put my ticket on the table, they're like, we don't have you in our records for 10, 15 minutes. And then I still get on the plane, but
one time they made us dump out an entire backpack full of snacks, and like it was for like our honeymoon flight. And we had an entire like a military backpack, like a big one, full of snacks that we were taking on our trip for the week because we were like, we just had them all. It was like, we don't want to spend a bunch of money in Florida, like, because that's where we went. And it took like 20 minutes, bro, for them to go through this stupid bag of snacks. Like, it was so dumb. Anyway, this is so silly, but no, this is just, it's such a reach. It's so incredible to me that they're wasting any amount of time on this when there's just like a treasure trove of shit. They're just like, that's not happening. No, I'm not going to look into that. We're going to look over here at all of these internet slang terms that the kids is using these days. Like, come on.
I mean, there were around 50 schools across the Christian schools across the nation that were swatted in the same day. You don't want to look into that, but roasty is a thing.
But you got to really get those giga chads, okay? You got to show them who's boss. You got to get the incels and put them in their place because, you know, they be doing all the...
Lock up the incels because they're not having kids, even though we want to kill the kids in the womb, mutilate them to where they unalive themselves. And if we can't do that, then we'll just take care of it ourselves. But lock up the incels, ladies and gentlemen, because they're racist, apparently. Huh?
It's pretty sad.
The FBI defines based as word used to refer to someone who has been converted to racist ideology or as a way of indicating ideological agreement, even though the internet slang word can mean a variety of things, ranging from someone that is agreeable and cool to something that is considered anti-woke. Thank you, post-millennial. They're going to ban Fuffshizzle next. Who was that got in trouble for that on The View?
Oh my God. Did somebody actually get in trouble for saying... Did they say like the whole thing? Or did they say like the Fuffshizzle?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Which is like, bro, I wouldn't even think twice about that.
She was quoting Snoop Dogg. And they were talking about that.
It's a very popular saying. Like, what, the late 90s, early 2000s? Like, is
everybody used it. Nobody cared until now.
Guys, remember those times? Remember those times when we could just say things and nobody wanted to hang you from a tree for just stating things and being funny and saying inappropriate things, and we just all laugh about it and watch weird internet videos of like salad fingers and freaking the end of the world, and it was like the highlight, peak entertainment. Okay, that was peak entertainment. We've destroyed the internet since then.
Saying something just like off the wall and stupid as gays is now somehow offensive because you're calling the gay community stupid or something. I don't know.
I was thinking about that the other day because I still know people who like, they'll be like, that's gay. And like, they don't even think about it. Like, it's just, it was just a very, very common like slang term. And it was just, nobody got upset about that. Nobody canceled anybody over it. Nobody rioted in the streets because of like, oh, that's gay. Like it, and you know what's funny is like you could kind of turn that around and be like, I don't know, you could start using it and be like, things are cool. Like I don't know, just which would be lame, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this huge connotation of like, oh, you're saying that's stupid, so you're saying that's gay. It's like, yeah, well, queer used to mean weird also, and you've reclaimed that word and contorted it into whatever you want it to be. Really, queer is just like this weird, obscure feeling of vagary. And
So if we can't say that's gay anymore, how do we describe something that is actually gay?
I don't know,
How do
Mark
you do that?
Harlow, or not Mark Harlow. What am I saying? Mike Harlow the other day, he tweeted, and he was like, he posted a video, but in the video, and he's a gay dude, right? But in the video, he was talking about some like musical number, and he was like, that's like a little too damn gay for me. And I was like dying laughing. Because I was like, that's like a whole mood. That is a whole mood, my friend. Like it was just really funny. And it's just it makes me sad we can't just like laugh about stuff anymore. We can't like people can't just say something that's mildly inappropriate and everybody gets to laugh. Ha ha ha. Okay, bye. Because we all know that we don't actually hate anybody, so it's just a funny thing. Like it's very frustrating.
When Davey took your place that day, we had to we were going to talk about the Nashville incident, but it started getting us heated, so we started going off into that tangent, and you know, like y'all remember Tropic Thunder? I know you remember Tropic Thunder, but in that part where he's talking about how he's playing that character Simple Jack, and I still use it in my videos too, where if I'm just trying to read a word or I stumble and fumble on saying something, I'll just put in that whole clip where he's just like, you go full retard, never go full retard. Like that shit's still funny. I don't care what anybody thinks about it. It's not talking about people who are mentally deficient. It's just saying, dude, your brain just fucked. I'm sorry. Your brain's just screwed.
You know what's funny too is in music, a retard is just a slowing down of the music. It's literally it's a symbol.
Slow to arrive at a given point.
Yeah, and it's not the frustrating part is people will always come up with like a negative connotation for practically anything.
Well, I mean, I can understand
I'm sorry, I'm looking through chat and people are cracking me up.
Yeah, I pointed that out later. That's why I was laughing. But I mean, I can understand. I can understand if somebody who was actually mentally deficient in a real term, if I were just go like, that dude's retarded. Yeah, I could see how that could be offensive. But if I got Davey on here saying some weird shit and I just call him retarded, that's not, you know, that's just me having fun and ribbing at the dude. You know, that's that. Why is that offensive?
Yeah, people just take it way too far. Like people now are getting upset over slurs that no one knows are slurs. And they're like, don't say this word because it's a slur. And everyone's like, since when? Like I've never, and it's just some old, super outdated, like nobody knows what that means anymore. Like, and like they did it with like gypsy for a long time, which is in regards
Whoopi
to like,
got that one. She said gypped, and then they're like, oh, I didn't even know about that word.
The whole
I'm
word
sorry.
gypped. I never made the connection that gypped is a derivative of gypsy, which is a you know a bad term. I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
I can understand Jew
for
down.
the Romani people and stuff like. Well, it's just so stupid. It's like that's just a commonly used phrase. Like nobody is trying. That's what frustrates me about this is the intent, right? Is like no one is trying to like purposefully say a slur on live television. Like that's not happening or recorded television, whatever, on television. And like you sit here and you say, just because you said this thing, you must mean it with hate and malice in your heart. Like, no, I can say a word and not intend for that word to be hateful. It's the exact same thing with like, that's why people like spam my comment sections to be like, you're so hateful, Ashley, you're so horrible, and blah, blah, blah. Cause I'm like males aren't women. There's no hate when I say that. I have no malice in that statement. I have no malice towards trans people. You're different. You're just different than me. Like you're not the same thing. Like you're
and
not
I damn sure don't want you in my bathroom.
No. which I'm
I'm
more
sorry.
subjective
I've got a
about
problem
too.
with.
But
I've got a problem with that too. You know, there's especially with the Riley Gaines situation. Leah Thomas, they forced those women into the same locker room with Leah Thomas. Like they didn't even know that was going to happen. They just let it happen and they complained, and it's just like, well, they gotta do it. Sorry, women, you gotta look at a man's genitalia while you're undressed.